Astrid prepares for war as news arrives of a Danish invasion threatening Fýrisvellir. She sharpens her blade, determination burning in her blue eyes. Jarl Erik assembles his warriors in the icy dawn, his commanding voice echoing across the camp. He addresses Astrid and the gathered shield maidens, outlining their defense. Fýris checks her bowstring and inspects her arrows, nerves calm as she awaits the scouting horn. Her keen eyes sweep the horizon beyond the camp's palisade. Bjorn joins Astrid by the training field, his deep laughter booming as he hefts his axe and swings it overhead. He boasts of the glory the coming battle will bring. Messengers arrive with grim tidings. Enemy sails haunt the river. The Fýrisvellir defenders spring into action, prepping barricades and weapons. Astrid meets privately with Jarl Erik, urging him to trust her shield maidens for the western flank. He nods, respect evident in his eyes. Fýris scouts the tree line at dusk, camouflaged by cloaks of moss. She spots distant torches. The Danes are near. She slips back silently. As night falls, Bjorn regales the camp with tales of past battles, lifting spirits. Laughter echoes, but tension remains as warriors sharpen blades. Rain falls during the night, making the camp muddy. Astrid walks the perimeter, checking on the sentries, glancing at the starless sky. At dawn, horn blasts rouse the camp. Far off, the first line of Danish warriors comes into view, shields gleaming in the pale light. Astrid rallies her shield maidens, giving orders in a clear voice. She promises them honor or a place in Valhalla, stealing their resolve. Jarl Erik signals for archers to ready. Fýris steadies her aim on the ridge, eyes narrowed, ready for the first command to loose arrows. Bjorn stands at the front line, axe in hand, eager for the clash. His roared taunts carry across the field, disturbing the morning stillness. A Danish vanguard charges with a thunderous cry. Arrows darken the sky as Fýris and her archers fire. The first enemies fall. Astrid and her shield maidens brace shields and push into the Danish left, clanging metal ringing across the field. Blood and mud mix beneath their feet. Jarl Erik maneuvers reserves behind the barricades, signaling disciplined advances while scanning for weaknesses in the Danish formation. Fýris, from a hidden perch, singles out Danish officers, loosing arrows with deadly accuracy, playing her part in turning the tide. Bjorn hurls himself into the fray with reckless strength, cleaving a path through the Danes alongside Astrid's shield maidens. A brutal close combat melee erupts. Astrid duels a towering Dane, narrowly avoiding his axe and delivering a swift counterstroke. Jarl Erik signals a feigned retreat, luring Danes into a muddy lowland trap behind a concealed palisade. Fýris goes low to retrieve a wounded ally, dragging him to safety while dodging swords. She pauses only to snap an arrow at a charging foe. Bjorn and Astrid meet in the heart of the fight, covering each other as the shield maiden drives her sword through an enemy's guard. A muddy lowland trap springs. Hidden spearmen stab from the reeds as Danes stumble into the bog. Panic erupts among their ranks. Astrid pursues a fleeing group, her shield maidens at her side. They cut through panicked enemies, forging ahead on churned ground. Fýris climbs a burning wagon for vantage, launching a hail of arrows at Danes regrouping near the wood's edge. Bjorn bellows for the defenders to encircle the Danes, hacking a path as shield walls close around the enemy remnants. Jarl Erik inspects the field from a bluff, watching the defenders press their advantage. He sends a horn blast to rally reserve units. Astrid's arm is nicked by a spear, but she grits her teeth, urging her shield maidens deeper into the melee. Their resolve hardens with each step. Freydis runs low on arrows and scavenges from fallen archers. She suddenly finds herself confronted by a sword-wielding Dane. Bjorn intervenes, swinging his axe to protect Freydis, knocking the Danish warrior aside and shielding her from danger. Astrid and her shield maidens hold firm as fresh Danish reinforcements arrive, pushing hard at their battered line near the river's edge. Jarl Erik commands the defenders to regroup. Blasts from horns coordinate the shift as the Vikings fall back behind a new barricade. In the confusion, Freydis signals Astrid. They coordinate a tactical withdrawal to high ground, covering each other's squads with arrows and shields. Bjorn rallies rearguard volunteers, planting himself and his axe at the narrow entrance to block pursuing Danes, buying time for the retreat. The defenders regroup on a wind-swept hill overlooking Fýrisvellir. Muddy, wounded, but unbroken, their leaders confer as the next phase of battle looms. Thunderous war horns from the Danish camp echo across the field, signaling a renewed assault on the hilltop defenses. Astrid steadies her shield maidens as arrows darken the sky. Jarl Erik surveys the Danish lines, quickly directing his captains to reinforce the defense along the steepest slope, anticipating a flanking move. Freydis darts along a ridge, relaying orders and guiding archers into concealed positions among fallen logs and boulders, preparing for ambush. Bjorn, bloodied but unbowed, stations himself at a narrow pass, drawing enemy eyes and roaring taunts to draw out reckless Danish fighters. Astrid rallies her battered shield maidens, raising her voice to ring above the clash and chaos, promising that Fýrisvellir shall not fall as long as they stand together. Freydis, arrows dwindling, hides amid dense pines and waits with her archers to strike the next Danish advance with surprise volleys. Jarl Erik confers with his huskarls on the ridge, pointing to the river bend and issuing swift orders to reinforce vulnerable ground with reserves. Bjorn, bloodied but undaunted, bellows a challenge to the Danes below, slamming his axe against a shield as his comrades form a wall at the narrow pass.